Bud down, Avion, and he got my rig from. For D1s, all in the tone, you might catch a cold. Get you some honcho, run up on cho-cho. My heart is froze, my heart is cold, you know how it go. Expensive air clothes, you put that shit on and strike you a pole. I climb out the hole and bitch from the floor, and they got my heart cold. Walk on time and call it beyond, and he got my rig cold. FLD1 diamonds, you Avion. New vibe and run, I might switch the climate. Fuck on your bitch, I just caught her body. You know she ate this shit up like her body. Everything cold like leftover.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Don't I look like a Honda? My weed is fatty. Fruit loose and gushers. Like Diamond Neo, they singing like Usher. The street cold, yeah, they cold. Water cold, had to use the stove. Show you how to work your elbow. Ooh, I made it out dough. Come out the door, ho, work a new bowl, and it made my heart cold. Bud down, Avion, and he got my rig from. For D1s, all in the tone, you might catch a cold. Get you some honcho, run up on cho-cho. My heart is froze, my heart is cold, you know how it go. Expensive air clothes, you put that shit on and strike you a pole. I climb out the hole and bitch from the floor, and they got my heart cold. Walk on time and call it beyond, and he got my rig cold.
Iced out my heart, however old, I'm forever cold. In the rain, I seen rainbows. Walk streets, but they was made of gold. With all my jewelry covered in snow, yeah, on up. It was you that made me this way, put my phone up. Ain't wanna talk anyway. If it ever was the right time, I'm jumping out the line right now. My whole heart is iced out, I adapted to the lifestyle.
Come out the door, ho, working the bowl, and it made my heart cold. Bud down, Avion, and he got my rig from. For D1s, all in the tone, you might catch a cold. Get you some honcho, run up on cho-cho. My heart is froze, my heart is cold, you know how it go. Expensive air clothes, you put that shit on and strike you a pole. I climb out the hole and bitch from the floor, and they got my heart cold. Walk on time and call it beyond, and he got my rig cold.
Spin that shit, it's 1,000. Spin that shit, spin that shit, spin that shit. Shit, you coming? Spin the check and get it right back. Money machine that works. Spin the check and get it right back. Spin that shit, spin that shit, spin that shit, spin that shit, spin that shit.
Thursday night, 8-Town Flag Football Podcast, man. We back in the building. Your boy Low in the building, man. I got the OGs with me tonight, man. My far right, as always, B Marsh. What's up, B?
What's going on, everybody?
Got my middle, man. Got my man Harvey G back in the building. What's up, Harv?
Yeah, Big Suge, baby.
Big Suge in the building. Hey, man. So, a lot of stuff been going on in the world, man. A lot of this and a whole lot of that.
A lot of everything.
You know what I mean? It's always hard to say where you start at. You know what I mean? You got your sports issues going on. You got the vaccine issues going on. The school system, man. You know, let's start right there, B. How's your school handling things right now?
We have no discernible plan in Fayette County. All right. Listen, you got to be realistic about it. It's a red county. So they are leaving things out as long as possible. I think we got a couple of high schools that have gone like maybe mandatory masks in the halls or something like that. But, like, that's it. And there's no plan amongst the upper authorities in our county. And my understanding is it's the same way in a lot of spots. So listen, things reopen too soon. Folks still didn't go get vaccines. So it's just, you know what I'm saying?
We all do that.
We stuck. Get ready for lockdown 2.0.
You think so?
Oh, I definitely. I think Fayette County will be shut down, no question, after Christmas. I think we'll be shut down by Halloween.
Really?
Oh yeah. we're getting emails every day about schools changing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And it'll like today, McIntosh changed something they were doing, and then one of the elementary schools. So it's constantly changing. And if a very red county like mine is willing to change stuff like that, then you know it's got to be bad because they don't admit anything until they have to. So, and I think a lot of places are like that.
Wow.
Yep. It's not going to shock me. I'll be very surprised if we aren't shut down. I don't think.
No, you say shut down, you talking about the school.
Going all virtual.
Really?
Yeah. It's not going to surprise me if multiple big counties in Georgia don't finish their school system, school year live.
That's interesting. Mm-hmm. I mean, right now I know the governor is pushing just the opposite. You know what I mean? And like you said, a lot of the red cities and counties they barking if you even talk about masks and things of that nature.
Right.
Now, your school there's no vaccination requirement for teachers or administration?
No, we were given free vaccination, but it's not required. I can tell you very specifically some of my staff members are not. And it breaks down across racial lines. Most of us are vaccinated. We have a couple, and they are primarily black, and their justification is Tuskegee. You know what I'm saying? Don't trust the government. And I can't tell you that that's wrong. Like, I get it. It's because one of the other teachers had an argument with one of our supervisors. And she was like, Marsh, I told him I can't do it. I said, you mean to tell me that a black person won't trust the government to put something in their body, the U.S. government? I said, where in the world? She said, you understand, don't you? I said, I get it. I don't have to agree with it, but I understand completely why you feel that way. And that is definitely your reality, and I can't tell you not to feel that way. So amongst our staff is very specifically, I know we got 14 people on staff, and I know 3 of them aren't vaccinated, and all of them are black. So what do you want me to tell you, buddy? It's easy for me to say, go get it, but I don't have a history. You know what I'm saying?
What's your position on that, Har?
Best for you and your family because everybody's situation is different. Everybody feels differently. I got vaccinated. My family is vaccinated. So, my younger kids have pre-existing conditions. You know what I'm saying? Respiratory conditions. So, that was important to me. Right? You know what I'm saying? Me not bringing home anything. But it was a long discussion. I let that first wave go through. Right? See if anybody start passing out. Yep. Wrong years.
Right.
But, once I seen that people were okay, went to the doctor, got a physical, it was okay. When he got it, took my mom with me. She got it. Everybody's doing good so far.
Right.
You don't know what's gonna happen, man. But before the school thing goes, I said it before because I get an email as a parent. I get an email from Clinton County every day talking about what they're doing, what's the procedures, because something is going on. They not just communicating,
right.
Be communicating. They don't do that.
Right. So I can tell you, we don't tell you anything that we don't have to tell you. Yeah. Like, that's just what it is.
Exactly. So they're preparing for it. They are preparing for it. A few of them are already on 15-day
quarantine. Yeah.
Just because something happened.
Right.
Yep. Contact. You don't know who's who.
And find out what their contact tracing policy is. I can tell you that in Fayette County, it's when you're sitting, we all sat in a classroom with the rows of desks. If one of these kids tests positive for COVID, they only notify the kid in front of them, kid to each side, kid behind them. That's it. So they notify 4 other people, and that's all they care about because that's the direct contact. Now, the guy that's diagonally here, they don't notify that parent. So they don't care that far. They're only here, and here, and that's it. And that's all they're required to tell you. So, and not that it's right or wrong, but that's all they're required to tell you, and that's all they're going to tell you. So know what the policy is at your kid's school to find out exactly what they're telling you, what they're not telling you. Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm. So you said about the Facebook debates that that you have and see on a regular basis. We all see them. What's something that you've heard on some of these Facebook debates from people who don't want to take it that makes sense to you and borderline ridiculous?
What makes sense to me is that they just don't know, don't have enough information, or don't believe in information. That makes sense to me. But what doesn't make sense to me is to go by a track record. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but like I said, I waited for the first round of people to get theirs done. I knew 50, 60 people that got it done. Everybody came out okay. And unfortunately, I lost people too.
Right.
So I'm on both sides of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and then the most ridiculous thing is they're talking about people not dying from it. They're dying from something else. That was the most ridiculous thing. So I end the conversation there. 'Cause I know I'm on Facebook, so I'm on Facebook.
One of my homeboys said he called social media stupidity's microphone. And I said that was the best way I've ever heard to describe it.
Yes. So once I get to a point where I start getting angry on a Facebook post, I step back from it. I don't say anything else.
Right.
Have a blessed day.
Right.
My daughter said, "Daddy, I can always tell when you're arguing on Facebook because your head moves and your lips move while you're typing." She did it right. She was like, "Oh, you mad at somebody?"
Yeah. So those two things, and that's.
I think the one thing you said was key was the don't know part, the education or misinformation is so critical. So, we do our podcast on Tuesday, right? And something was brought up about this corona. I knew it wasn't something brand new, but I didn't know was that corona started in 1965. Did y'all know, was that old?
Mm-hmm.
I saw that article. Yeah.
This thing is not brand new.
Right.
And I think that's what that misinformation part is a lot of people think this is just a brand new thing. That they like, how did the vaccine get created so fast? Right. But it wasn't so fast.
Right.
Because this thing is not brand new. I think a lot of people don't know that. You know what I mean? Whether they understand it or not, I don't know. But I don't think they know that. They think it's something that's brand new, and but the coronavirus, the COVID thing was, they were giving dogs these shots a long time ago. You know what I mean? This is something I just learned, and I got vaccinated a while back. My mom as well. And, but what influenced me, some of our people. Our black folks, right? We, like I said, somebody touched the experiment, and I've heard a lot of young people say, I'm not saying young folks don't read or whatnot, but when I ask questions about Tuskegee experiment, that's all they can tell me. They really can't elaborate
Right.
on what it is you're really saying. You know what I mean? What do you really know about Tuskegee? You know what I mean? So, and that was such a long time ago. But what encouraged me was, and I said this the other night, was when I was watching TV and I was watching all the long lines of people getting vaccinated, and I noticed one eye-opening thing. Who was in line? It was white, one black. White, one black. And the one thing, I think we all know for sure, white folks don't kill white folks.
Nope. Nope.
Not on purpose.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when they saying, they just trying to, this is population control, they trying to kill us, I was like, well, hold on. They taking the shot.
Right. That's what my wife said. She was like, this is what I don't understand is and I understand completely, like you said, let's see what happens the first round. You know what I'm saying? And again, y'all know how I am politically, and I recognize that that's sort of my benefit is I can be a leader in that way. I can go do this. It's cool. Work for me. Y'all can, I have no problem going first. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to wait and see what happens, it's cool. Because exactly what you're saying, if you think it's to kill people, look at who's getting the shot and who ain't dying. Correct. And you know what I'm saying? Ultimately, white folks going to take care of white folks. So if they're getting it and it's safe for them, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you look and see even your white politicians are getting, the people who are arguing against doing it
Correct.
are getting, like all of them are.
Correct.
So don't recognize what it is. Who stands to gain from things like this? Who stands to be hurt the most from things like this? If a lot of white folks are doing it, we must see some value in it or some financial value in it. Like one way, that's how politics works. So we wouldn't do that and intentionally kill a bunch of our people.
Would not.
So once a lot of white folks got it and we were fine, have at it.
That's when I was like, hold on.
Right.
It ain't a white folk in line.
Right.
They're not killing each other.
Right.
And
And the government, I work with the county, and when all the government officials start getting it,
Right.
I'm gonna get what y'all get.
Right.
I get what y'all.
Y'all getting the good stuff.
Yeah, they're not gonna kill each other. I'm in line behind them.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you got to do what's best for you. I don't tell nobody what to do. Don't encourage. Don't evangelize anything about like that. But you have to do what you.
But if you think I'm a pretty smart guy and I went and got it, maybe ask me why I went and got it, why I'm trusted. Like if you're somebody who comes to me about these various opinions because you trust my opinion, then maybe you ought to ask me about that. Right, if you're a fine, upstanding, reasonably employed and everybody knows you, and you went and got it, maybe folks need to ask why you felt it was safe to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Vaccination's been going on forever. If you went to school, you got vaccinated.
Right.
Rubella, chickenpox,
Right.
smallpox.
If you were in the military, you got vaccinated.
Yeah. So but
I agree with you. I mean, you can't argue you're not trying to force nothing down nobody's throat, but
they ask.
I think we have to continue the education process. You know what I mean? From our standpoint, continue the education process. Continue to just put it in folks' ears to stop. What you say about the social media microphone? What you say again?
Stupidity's microphone or megaphone. I'm sorry, stupidity's megaphone.
Stop listening to that megaphone.
That's part of the problem is we went on this big disinformation thing, and it was listen. My mom is not vaccinated, and we had an argument today about it at my grandmother's house. And my grandmother's elderly. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, my mom. At least one of my uncles is not vaccinated. So my grandmother got 3 kids. My mom, 2 uncles. All right. Just to let you know how it works, my mom's name is Kim. My uncle's name is Kerry, and their oldest brother is named Kevin. So my grandfather named his kids KKK. So that should tell you, all right, how it was growing up in Alabama. Anyway, one of them is vaccinated. My mom and her oldest brother are not vaccinated. And we had this argument today. And I'm like, you heard all these people early on. It turns into a bunch of white folks said not to do it. You know what I'm saying? We've dug the hole too deep. But it's like somebody said the other day, if it like driving or drinking is legal, but drinking and driving is not legal because it affects all of us out in public. Like we're all on these same streets together. It's the same thing. By all means, you've got every right not to get it. Your body, your choice. I completely agree. But I need you to think about it. Like you're allowed to drink, you're not allowed to drink and drive because it endangers us. You're allowed to not get it. But don't think that life is going to go on just like normal because I'm vaccinated and you're not. I'm not going to want to be around you. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel bad when we have to shut stuff down. I don't feel bad for those people. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't bother me. I took whatever precautions I could. I'm reasonably educated. I looked up the stuff. I went and got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my part. But like, listen, just because if we're all in a boat and we're trying to stay afloat and you shoot holes in your part of the boat, don't say it's my seat. I can shoot holes in the seat if I want. No, we're in the same boat, buddy. When the water gets in over here, it affects all of us.
That's right. And
that's the biggest thing is people just don't think.
I want people to think about, this part. Like when you think about this theory of population control, they're trying to kill us.
Right.
They're trying to kill black folks, right? And I thought about this a while back, and I said, well, what if it is population control, right? But the difference is, the flip side of that population control is, it was just like when they flew the drugs in to the ghettos.
Right.
They knew what they were doing. They purposely put it in the ghetto. It was more of an experiment.
Right.
I mean,
they knew what it was going to get.
They knew. Yeah. I mean, and they said this, the government records show they knew what they were doing.
Right.
And it was more of an experiment to say, what happens if we do this? Just like, what happens if we take the black fathers out the households? Yeah. What's going to happen?
That's where the projects came from.
That's where the projects came from.
That's what it was. It was a project.
Correct. It was a project.
It was a project.
It was a project. So what if it's the same thing in terms of they know our people are going to bark at this vaccine. So when people continue to die, and it's one race of people that's dying the most, what's the population control? Us. Because they know we're not going to take it.
Right. Well, I was going to say, whether you take it or don't take it, if you know anything about experiments, when you do an experiment, you have one mixture that you don't do anything to, and then you have the other one that you add the stuff to. If you don't get it, that's called the control group. So whether you don't get it or get it, you're either in the control group.
You're in that control group.
Right. So they're testing what happens. Either way, you're being tested about what happens.
Either way, you're being tested what happens. Absolutely.
And to go further, the government did that with drugs, not only to test what happened here, but to facilitate goals in other countries, right, that they benefited from. If this was a population control thing, and again, I'm not putting it above the government to do any sort of population control. I'm not saying the government is not capable of it. I'm saying this probably ain't it. Because if it was, we would immediately be seeing how it affected other countries, specifically Africa. You know what I'm saying? Sure. You know what I'm saying? If they're going to test population control, the first thing they're going to do is a place that is ready for development, that has lots of resources that haven't been exploited, and has people that historically have not been favored by our government. They would try it in Africa first and see what happened, wipe out all that so you can come in and take all the resources. That's not what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the world, other countries are higher vaccinated than us for the most part in terms of proportion to their outbreaks and whatnot. So if that is definitely possible, something the government would do, but if it was something they were doing, look at where it's affecting people. You know what I'm saying? It would be affecting people in places that the government stands to benefit from. And right now, they don't stand to benefit from. They know how capitalism works. They know how the government works. They don't stand from eliminating particularly black bodies from the workforce right now. The government doesn't benefit from that. Not right now. So that's probably not what it is. I'm not saying it can't be. Look at all the evidence. That's probably not what it is.
Right.
You never know, man.
You never know.
No.
Yeah, you never know.
I keep saying it. Sound like a broken record. You have to do what's best for you and your family and live with it. You know, one way or the other. I was listening to a doctor from, I think she was from Alabama or Louisiana, and she was saying that she gets so many patients that when they're getting ready to get incubated, ask for the shot.
Right. Too late
It's
now,
too
buddy.
late then. This is a doctor. You know, this is a black female doctor. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, she didn't say any race, color, nothing like that. She was just saying patience. When they're getting ready to be incubated, asks for the shot. And that just breaks her heart to tell her, there's nothing I can do for you right now as far as that goes.
Right.
We're going to have to work it out now. Do you want to get to that point? Do you want to risk getting to that point?
One of my friends shared a statistic today. Southeast Georgia Health System has 124 patients as of August 10th, 2021. 39 are in the ICU, only 3 of whom were vaccinated. So 36 of 39 people in the ICU were not vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm glad you brought that up because that was the next statement I was going to make was the fact that
84% of the beds are taken.
And the point I was going to make was that all they've been stressing so far is the people who coming in now, majority, just like he just said, majority are non-vaccinated people. You know what I mean? And it's like, if that's not enough to at least say, maybe I need to look a little bit deeper into this thing. You know what I mean?
Let me go talk to my doctor.
Let me go talk, yeah. And then, you know, we talked about the other day, this, you know, in Douglas County, I don't know if y'all saw that story, the 17-year-old kid died from COVID. And the parents even said, you know, that had he been vaccinated, he would have lived. And I was saying as a parent, you know what I mean, how do you live with yourself? I mean, how do you
tough.
How do you live with yourself knowing if I would have just simply got my child vaccinated, whether I do or not, but let me at least protect mine. You know what I mean?
Right.
For this kid to be dead now, and had he been vaccinated, he's living.
That's tough. That's tough to swallow.
Boy.
My uncle, one of my other uncles on my dad's side, got it last week, and he sent the little family group text. He said, "I've never been a vaccination guy, but I promise you, when I get out of this, if I make it, that's all I'm going to talk about." He said it's the worst thing. We thought he was going to die Sunday night. So he's pulled through so far, but Not shocked.
Man, I've seen it.
Yeah.
4 friends, family members in the past year.
My father-in-law, same thing.
That's deep.
So
And there was a parent
Not shocked.
the other day. It was a husband and wife died 19 hours apart from each other, both non-vaccinated, and they said the same thing. Had they been vaccinated, they probably survived. But now you just left your kids, teenage kids, without no parents.
right.
That junk deep, man. Just saying, man. Y'all just whatever your argument is, just do some research.
Just look into it.
Just don't just say I ain't doing it. You know what I mean? Just do some homework, man. Especially folks like, we still out.
Right.
Playing flag. You out with people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it'd be terrible to look up one day and see somebody else because of when they could have avoided it.
Yep.
So Harvey G, your boy Mont was here last week, man, celebrating another YB championship, man.
Rings, man.
How'd it feel for you?
I lost count. I done lost count, man.
You just throw them in a pile on the dresser?
Yeah, man. At this point in my career, I'm more trying to get those guys up to national championship level. You know what I'm saying? I still play. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you are currently a national champion. Is that correct, champ?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
They got to come up. They got to come up.
Yeah.
That's my role.
Right.
Get them up to my level. I'm sorry. There you go. My man. But that's my thing. That's what I'm constantly talking about because the years go by so fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you look up, damn, I'm 35. Like, shit, where did the time go?
Right.
I counted up the seasons that I played, man. I'm around 100 seasons, man.
That's right.
That's crazy, ain't it?
I'm around 100 seasons, man. So, but I still remember being fast though.
Right.
It was a long time ago. What I'm saying,
It's a while back. But,
I'm telling them, trying to beat it in the head that this time is rolling.
Yeah.
Those new kids, they coming. They coming.
Facts.
I remember when Young Crew was the 404.
Right.
I'm just.
That's correct.
Just.
Now, real talk.
Giving you, so and they, boom. Then everybody got old. I said it's gonna happen because y'all came in at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of stair steps with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those guys like right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The age. So. That's my role, man. I just, the championship was good, man. I wish y'all was in it, man, because it seems like we always be in it at the end.
Right.
So it's a good rivalry. It's a good rivalry. Get a little heated.
Absolutely.
But it stays there after the game.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's good. That's good for the league.
Absolutely.
That's good for the league. And good for YB. Death Row, baby.
Death Row. So you said something, man, about getting guys at the championship level, and it brings me back to comments I see on the page a lot, and you brought up Young Crew. So, what's y'all thoughts on Brother Frano? Because we remember when Frano first stepped on the football field, you know what I mean, and was this absolute monster, straight freak, you know what I mean? But to see him, like you just said, to see them guys get to the next level, to the level where they achieved. And now where he is now, being like an ambassador to the league.
Just chiming in every week.
Yeah,
say, if you're running the team, you ought to think about this.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on some of the comments that he gives to these players?
I can make this short and sweet, and I pass it to you. Frano ain't never said nothing wrong. Might as well be my grandmama.
Listen,
Serious, man.
when you look at guys throughout the league that have won consistently, you know what I'm saying? Listen to what they're saying. Like, it's free game. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we've played with or against each other for the better part of 20 years. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you got to choose who to listen to in the league. And my advice, if you're a young guy, is to listen to the old guys that are still playing. Like, we didn't continue to play because we were stupid about what we did. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid. That somebody there used to be a saying about, don't be afraid of a young soldier because he's new, he's just getting in it. be afraid of the old guy because he lived through all these wars. He was smart enough and cunning enough and did the right things enough to be an old soldier. Right. You know what I'm saying? Don't be worried about young fighters. Young fighters coming all the time. Old fighters have lived a life and done what needs to be done. They've got some experience to teach you. And I don't think anybody's giving out bad experience, bad advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're all still playing, just do the stuff that we do. You know what I'm saying?
I talked to all of them, man. I talked to all of them. I can't remember all their names, man. They, everybody skinny with dreads. You know what I'm saying? I be thinking one is one. Oh, that ain't him. Oh, shit.
Right.
But they these guys do ask though. You know what I'm saying? They ask. They ask questions. They talk about how do I keep the team together, and, stuff like that. They ask me stuff like that, and I was like, damn, okay.
Right.
And it feels good to give back. I want to see these guys win, man. I want to see us win first, but I want to see these guys win, man. You know what I'm saying? I get tired of the other folks taking trophies.
Right.
You
know what? If you look around at all the old guys, especially the guys that are on like the 35 and older team, even the guys that are 40 and over even, look at the guys that are still playing. Everybody has multiple championships that are in that age bracket. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no old guys playing who haven't won.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for what it's worth, all the old guys got more championships than most of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So there might be something to it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you ought to look into what that is. Yeah. But that's the thing. There ain't no old guys playing without any championships. Ain't no old guys chasing championships. Right. All the old guys have them, and old guys are just playing because folks enjoy playing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no old guys chasing championships. Ain't no Karl Malones in this league. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of that. So maybe you ought to look for it. Look at why.
Yeah, I think it's big, man. I'm glad that he chimes in because he has the respect of, young and old guys, the young guys who never probably even seen him really play. Guys see him now here and there, but
he's
a lot of them never really got the chance to see Frano.
Right.
You know what I mean? That dude, Frano, you know what I mean? Get locked down one side of the field and then come burn you. You know what I mean?
Right.
They never got a chance to see that guy.
Pick it off, then score a touchdown on the next play.
On the next play. You know what I mean? Yeah. Dude was like you said, a freak, man. He was something special to see out there in that field.
Between him and Petey, young Petey.
Yeah.
So they look at Petey now and be like,
they don't know, dude.
Old
man.
referee. No, man. Man. Man,
listen.
Bro.
That's right.
At Fusion, Petey played receiver.
Linebacker. Safety.
Whatever.
That's right.
Whatever.
My Lord. Like, man, 8 feet tall out there running like that, man.
And that quarterback, man, when he first started playing, he was so elusive to be so tall. He was so doggone elusive.
We were talking about offense this week, some of our guys on our team. And that was the thing. We were talking about spread and Petey, and we were talking about how we teach it to people. And Money said, Petey knew the first guy was going to miss him. So it didn't matter what we ran out there. So
he said,
send
one,
right. He said, so that the problem is you can't teach somebody to be 7 foot tall and see everything happening and know that first guy was going to miss. He said, there's nothing you can't teach that.
Yeah.
That's real, man.
Better send 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make them throw it.
Make them throw it.
You send 1, it's over with.
Yeah, big facts.
Yes,
and he get that stride, that long stride, boy.
Right.
That's right.
Shout out, though, man. Shout out to Frano, man. I appreciate the fact he gets in there and gives real info. When I read it, he be giving real information,
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean, to these guys. And I hope some of them receive it. You got some young folks who just think they know it all.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But if you listen to what some of these guys are saying.
Google me guys.
Right.
Google me guys. That's what I call them. Google me guys.
That's real.
Playing flag football with me. 50.
Right.
That's what I told you. What does it say that I'm 44 and white and you're on the same field that I am? I don't know what you think about yourself, but we both out here.
Google me too.
Okay? What do you think it is? Yeah. That's why, you know what, I call out KT. I remember when he started and was still in college playing ball and would sit and listen to anything we talked about. And I, played for 3 years or whatever with KT. And there was never a time when we were sitting on that sideline where KT didn't be like, B, what do you see? And we would talk about what we saw and stuff like that. And he does it with everybody. I watch him walk around the field and talk to everybody that has been here, that has run a team, and he'll pick something up. You know what I'm saying? And he'll put it in his bag later on, and we'll be talking. And he'll be like, why'd you do this? He was like, man, listen, Petey showed me this. Cool. You know what I'm saying? And he'll pick it up and use it later. So more people ought to be more like that.
Great example. And it shows.
Yeah.
And it shows because he's been nothing but successful. And shout out to KT, man, getting his masters, man. That's
right.
That's big, bro. Keep doing your thing, man.
Lead by example.
Lead by example.
It'll be 5 years to get it. Just one.
Just 1 degree.
3 schools.
That's right.
Hey, man, keep going, man. Keep going. Keep pushing. Push the envelope. All you young fellas.
So, B. Marsh, how we looking so far?
We met last week, had some discussions. I spoke with the police department. They are requiring police the entire day that we're there. We tried to get it high traffic times, maybe 11 to 1. Like when we talked to him, he was like, no, we need a man on site for all games the entire time y'all are there. And he said, games can get pretty heated. I said, I don't know that we have games like that. But so that's another detail we're working out right now is how we can go about that. So hopefully we'll have that finalized sometime this week. But that was the big hiccup they threw at us this week was I had to talk to the officer, and I tried to sell him on it. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, no, we're going to recommend a police officer at all times. I was like, all right.
For where?
It's going to be in most likely Southeastern Sports Complex in Lithonia.
Oh, okay.
Where Fallen Warriors was and all that. Yeah.
The soccer place?
It's not soccer. Yeah, I mean, it's football, but it's the Fallen Warriors was there. They got multiple fields. Got the down, got some fields at the bottom, some at the top.
A long time ago.
Oh, yeah, it's been a minute.
I'm talking about before that.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Yeah. Yeah. I remember.
So that's primarily where it will be.
First came over, because y'all had the other dude with the ponytail, the light skinned dude with the
Danny.
Oh, no. Amos
Yeah, I swear to God, I'm talking shit. Y'all got Chris Brown and Pocahontas over there. Hey man, we were playing. Y'all still Georgia boys then. Yeah.
Yep.
He had the knee brace. Yeah. Slick. He was slick. That was his name, Kevin.
Kevin.
I couldn't remember his name. I didn't know Amos' name. I just started giving people names, the young cat name. I can remember you by.
Shalimar. Look at Shalimar.
Yeah, whatever. Just whatever. Damn, bro. That's the first time I played against Bird. Really? Yep. Oh, wow. Yep. We had a good game, boy. It was
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
Head up. We had to slap each other. We had to dap each other up after the game. Boy, that was a
Good, dirty.
It was a good dirty. Good and dirty.
That's right.
Yeah. My boy.
Approaching a season,
12th, I think is.
12th. So y'all get ready.
Let's take out.
Let's take out. Let's perennial the 3 teams that are battling at the end last few seasons. Let's talk about who are the next group of guys, teams that y'all see could
All right, so you got to figure. I guess if strays are going to be strays, that I was asked to put them back in the captain's chat.
Oh, really?
So
Really?
if strays is strays, I don't know. We're gonna see. But they asked to be put separately in the captain's chat. Yep. I don't know what kind of news that is. I don't know, but it's in the captain's chat.
One of them posted. Still.
So they are still young, still coming off a national championship. That's got to count for something.
Talented.
Yep. I think lost in the Did they lose in the championship game or the semifinals? Okay, so of the last league season. Okay.
We beat them.
Somebody straight.
YB beat them. YB.
I don't know if you know who. Okay,
YB beat them.
okay.
YB.
YB.
Yeah, YB.
To New Jack.
Right.
Okay.
I was saying they made a big run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. That's right.
That was the last play. Yeah.
Yep. So you got to figure that counts for something. Whatever. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, who are they? You know what I mean? I know if the key components that are supposed to be leaving the New Jack are still gone. That's big.
Right. So that's what it's going to come down to is
Yeah.
if there is a split, who stays where. Then you got to figure George Smoke is, Gorillas and Wolfpack combined. So I don't know whether they're going to stay in the season together or whether that's a tournament thing. Who knows?
They better stay together.
But
They better stay together because them old motherfuckers getting their ass whooped.
so
That shit right there. That shit dead, boy. Them niggas old as me. Got them young boys. Stay with them young boys.
So that's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they're going to be, assuming if they stick together, you've got to assume there's some sort of force. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to listen. No, I've said it for years. Nobody that I know in this league game plans better than Pee Wee. So it's going to be, God forbid you give Pee Wee some young athletic guys.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
When they're on the field, they're in scoring range with Gio at quarterback.
With Gio's arm, right?
When they're on the field,
They have the ball. If they have the ball, they're within scoring range.
And with them young boys, them young boys will pack. Let's pride get in the way, buddy. Let's pride get in the way. Yeah, it's gonna be down there 0-10 again. But don't do it.
Shots fired.
Hey, I don't care. I love all of them. You know.
After that, it's sort of a anything goes. After that, you can throw a rock.
Everybody's kind of
Yeah, there's a whole lot of, you know what I'm saying? So when you go down the list in the captain's chat, I'm just looking at the team names. Man, it's a whole lot of people who in the right situation. You know what I'm saying? You can probably pick out some obvious holes in some of those teams below that. But, you know what I'm saying? Listen, Predators, a lot of that's going to ride on whether Arnold is healthy. And I was going to say he tweaked something at the tournament.
yeah.
So they always have dynamic players. So, right.
Oh, that boy get hurt. Check engine light on right now. Sitting at home. Sitting at home with the check engine light on. Can't get past emission. Arnold. That's my boy, man. He know I'm messing with him.
So that, listen, as Arnold goes, that team's going to go. So, and not that, listen, if he goes down, they'll put Reggie back there, but putting Reggie back there means you're taking a weapon from over here. You know what I'm saying? Right. Reggie capable, but that means Reggie can't throw to Reggie.
Yeah.
So Arnold throwing to Reggie is better than Reggie throwing to whomever else, probably. So that's a big deal. Outsiders, right now, Lano's not there. And if Lano ain't there, it's a different team. So that's an obvious issue. You got a team like the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? T-Mac.
What up?
Get the gift and the curse.
Oh, finally we got back through. Somebody.
It's Billy. I can already hear him.
Yeah. Been a while. What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he tweaked a hamstring, but he'll be all right.
Okay. Look, he would have.
But
Check engine light on. It's check engine light on right now.
Yeah. He'll be all right. We should make some noise this season, I think.
Huh? What's your prediction? It's early on. What are you predicting? Championship?
Definitely, I think we can definitely get in the Final Four if he stays healthy all season.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay.
So you on the Final Four?
Stays healthy all season, and we just put it together. We'd be all right. We have the athletes. And we got a couple new guys on the team, so we've been working on that. So we'll see how it goes.
So you.
But I mean, we did well. We did well in the tournament with him having a pulled hamstring.
Right.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad. We definitely beat Aldo.
Oh,
Shots fired.
Final Four.
Anyway, he was. It's like Arnold was throwing left-handed against them. Nah, but we'll be all right. I think it's gonna be a good season. Yeah, Shockwave. You got all them good teams coming back. So it all depends on who's where.
So I think the question bears asking: if y'all are in the top four, which one of those four are you knocking out? You got YB, New Jack, Shockwave. Who's the other one? Georgia Smoke. Which one are y'all knocking out? Go ahead and say it, Billy.
And New Jack. Fuck that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, shit.
All right. You heard it here first. All right.
We owe them. We owe them after that tournament.
Okay.
We owe them. I mean, it's always a good game with them. KT. I think personally, KT makes that team, but I mean, they're a decent set of players, but KT definitely puts them over the top, and that's why they're winning. As far as I'm concerned, you give them a subpar quarterback, they'll lose more games than win.
Okay. Right. So you say you're hoping for an injury to KT? Is that what you said? You broke up. Is that? What you said?
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm proud of KT and getting his degree. Good shit.
Right.
I want to see the youngins go. Yeah, us old guys have got to ride the tail as long as possible.
Who are you telling?
Exactly. But no, I think it's gonna be a fun season. We ain't been back for a while, and they're gonna add. Just FYI, I was talking to them. They're looking to put 6 more goals on that field we're supposed to get, so they can have field goals on each field, as well as the soccer goals. That's what I was talking to them, because I just put up one of them the other day. They were missing a part for the other one, but they're looking to make that give us at least a year of stuff.
Right.
So we have 1 year. Don't screw it up.
Right. Exactly.
Because they're talking about putting it as a golfing range.
Yeah.
In over a year from now.
Said he wanted to turn it into a driving range. So.
But if we make the money and we do well, that might not happen.
Right. Okay.
So, looking forward to being back. That tournament was fun. Can't wait for the season and Halloween Havoc. So, appreciate you having me back on. It's been a while. Last week I tried to call in, but it didn't work.
Well, that's because we had you blocked, actually.
It was some insurance agency or some shit.
Can you hear low right now? Can you hear low?
No, I can't hear low. No, I can't hear low.
Oh.
He's too low.
Say, there's something about this microphone that he can hear me.
Right, I can hear you. You're on the mic. Even when I'm listening to the podcast without being on the phone, I can hear you more than I can hear the rest.
I got you.
And I can hear Harvey a little bit when he leans forward on the mic.
All I heard is that my voice means more to you than everybody else's, Billy. I appreciate that. So
no problem, Brandon. You brought me into the league.
Don't blame me for that.
Hey, you want to know who might be sleeper team?
Yeah.
That I think. What's that team that was fighting each other? In the tournament?
You talking about the Showstoppers or whatever?
Showstoppers. They're going to be a sleeper team if they can get their shit together, because they got some athletes. They're trying to transition from 7-man. A few of them played with us last season, but I think that'll be a sleeper team. They'll beat some of the lower teams for sure, and maybe give a run to some of the higher teams. But the experience won't do them. They'll lose due to the experience. But
Them folk going
honestly,
10.
I don't know, but I will say
Presently constructed.
Pee Wee's team is going to be a sleeper team. Smoke.
Well, I was going to say
because out of all those guys,
them in the top 4 or 5, so I don't know that that's a sleeper.
well, they're Southside Gorillas, and then Wolfpack was starting to go down due to the age, but now they're getting young cats in there. I think it's going to be a good little look for them. I'm not digging the pink, but whatever.
That's a T-Mobile magenta, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, is that what it is, T-Mobile? They want more coverage. They want more coverage on defense. Is that what it is?
Right. That's what they said. They're bringing 5G coverage to defense. That's what they said.
That's good shit. Anyway, all right. Did y'all talk? I mean, I just got on here because I just finished my class. Did y'all talk anything about that little tournament thing that we were doing last Saturday?
No, we don't know anything about it.
What was that anyway? I saw some live footage. What was
so it's supposed to be pros versus Joes, 7-on-7 in a 5-man field, and then we were playing 8-man rules, meaning blocking and all that shit. But you couldn't pitch it back. That was the only thing. You can't pitch back, and the quarterback cannot run. So it was interesting. The first game, 4-4, had to play Jack Boys, and that was a pretty good back and forth game. Jack City pulled it out at the end, I believe. And then they were getting ready to play the pros in the semifinals. But it started pouring. We ended up playing some team that was like, oh, yeah, these teams know what they're doing. And they were horrible. I mean, they were horrible.
Who are the pros?
I mean, we beat them 47-0. The pros, they're not really any starters. Most of them were either on the bench or practice squads of some of the pro teams here and there. I don't know their names like that. I don't really follow them like that, but a couple of the guys knew 1 or 2 of them.
Okay.
But I mean, they look like a pretty big squad. I was interested in seeing them play Jack City, which we are going to play. We're going to finish it on the 21st at 4:00. So they'll play Jack City, and then the winner of that plays us. So, but it's whatever. It's supposed to be for charity, for Salvation Army, and the kids' book bag drive or something. So, I think you only win trophies, but that's cool. It's what was that? What was that guy's name? Lynch Mob, his little team that he put together. Of pros. Yeah.
Which Lynch Mob?
The rapper.
Right. Selling records. We're gonna play flag football. All right.
Right. So it was interesting. Whatever. But I mean, I wouldn't say it's the most organized thing. The rest were asking us the rules most of the time, and so we were like telling them the rules.
Right.
And then basically, it was supposed to be like AFFL rules, and then when Jack City and 4-4 started playing, they just kind of changed it up and made it 8-man rules minus the pitching.
Right. If everybody just agrees to play by those rules, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
All right.
7-on-7 on a 5-man field, 8-man rules.
Right. It's tight. It's tight. But I mean, you block 2. You're blocking 2 or 3. Basically, you got 3 receivers, so it ain't too bad. But it gives a lot more time for the quarterback.
Right.
Since it's a smaller field, I guess. I don't know. But it was interesting. I've never played anything like that. I mean, I play 4 and 5-man, but and I play 6-man on Mondays, but playing 7-man on it, I don't know. You got to come up with some plays, that's for sure.
Right.
But anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to let you all get to it, and I'll watch. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
All right, Billy.
Thank you. I guess running down the list of the other teams in the league, you're looking at 404, who always have some young guys.
How they look in the tournament?
I mean, they played well, is my understanding. I feel like did they win? I think they lost to, and I think, did they lose to New Jack or? Okay. Barlow's got a young team. They've always got guys in and out. I feel like they – and it lost to YB. Was that on Saturday or Sunday?
That's the first game of the day, wasn't it? Yeah, that's the first game of the day.
Nothing like going to a tournament to play teams you're going to play again in a month. You got to figure – they're looking. I figure they're looking for an identity. Probably they had the guys from Moving Silence last season, and those guys bring a certain identity. And then I saw the Moving Silence guys were playing with YB at the tournament. So, so that obviously that changes the the complexion of your team. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where they go. I don't know. It's hard if you've built into that, if you try to look a certain way or try to play a certain way and then to come off of that, man, it's always an adjustment. So they may be looking for some sort of identity. Yeah. Talking about Dre?
He was quarterback for 4-4?
Okay. I don't think he did Saturday. I think he did Sunday. I saw him out there Sunday.
He was on the tent. I didn't see him play.
Okay.
He was on the tent. I didn't see him play, though. We talked for a while.
Okay.
He wasn't in uniform.
What'd you talk to him about? Okay, never stopped working. Should never stop. All right.
Happy over there. Coaches all in the game.
That's right. All in the game plan. All in the huddle. You got the Gladiators, who, of course, were led by Justin last season, who I saw wearing one of y'all's jerseys. Okay? All over. Listen, Justin all over the field, all over the parking lot, coincidentally at one point. But that happens. Yep. But so that's going to change the complexion of Gladiators. You know what I'm saying?
So he has left the Gladiators.
That's my understanding.
That's the way it looks.
I
Anyway.
can't speak with authority on that. I just know what was at the tournament.
Got a bit offer.
Got Banditos and No Fly Zone. I've got to imagine they'll get back together because they were not the same team without each other. Their obvious issue is going to be numbers, and yeah, they're going to have a numbers issue apart. Together, they got talent. There's always an adjustment period coming into this league. Like listen, it's an athletic, dynamic league, and they just weren't used to playing that style. You know what I'm saying? And it showed in some of their game plans. So they've grown from that. I know they've been scrimmaging some folks and stuff like that. So we'll see if they join back up. Beast with it. Core Derrick always has numbers issue. You know what I'm saying? They were shorthanded last season. They were shorthanded at the tournament. So that's always going to be that situation. Monstars, young team. They got to get an identity. They got to get some leadership. DSGB, man, this is going to sound like the same description for a lot of these teams. Right. Young team, need to learn the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, flag game is different than the real game. And they got a lot of athletes that played ball in a lot of places, but, man, that flag game's a different game. And they got to learn that. Get with it is Doe. Doe got to get numbers. You know what I'm saying? He's always going to be shorthanded. You know what I'm saying? That's always going to be an issue with Doe. Let's see here. Paid in Full's a new team. We don't know anything about them. They played at the tournament. I mean, I know Mike. I know some of the guys on it. But we don't know as a league anything about them. They're a new team. Tournament was the first time they came out. They got uniforms. They look good together. Passed the eye test. But that ain't going to get you far in this league. They got to put some stuff together schematically. Patriots, we covered. Us, I mean, we're old, what it comes down to. So for whatever that's worth, we gotta get some youth on our team because these 40-year-old legs can't, you know what I'm saying, up and down the field, 10 games and playoffs, man, it's rough. So we got to get some youth. That's an obvious issue.
John Victor said, y'all should keep a count of how many times Brandon said, you know what I'm saying? I think at 25 now.
Well, John knows what I'm saying. Tell John I said burn a jersey for every time I say it. Yeah, listen, he's back with the Patriots.
And Billy Aldo said, if not for a drop TD, y'all don't win. You want to make sure you knew that.
Ooh, okay.
Even Tomar chimed in and said, "What Billy talking about?" That I should have read it, but Billy was on the phone. Did you hear me, Billy? They calling you out.
Billy stirred up some traffic.
What game?
Really?
That's when he pulled this.
Yeah.
Pulled this thing.
No, Billy said we beat Doe like he really just went out there and did so. It was a tight game. Oh, the New Jack Predator game. Okay.
Game, you gotta play the whole time, man.
That's right.
We won on the last play of the game.
Literally, huh?
Literally.
Sorry, what you got? Run that shit, man. What you got? He said, because it was called. It was a snap call. Snap was called.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm on it right here.
Right.
Run it.
Run it.
Niggas had with me or something. Oh. I don't know.
He said, I don't know.
I don't know.
What else, CJ?
I like the young guys though, man. They bring a lot of energy to the game. Get that experience. Keep playing. Whatever tournament, if it's in Appaloosa, Alabama, keep playing as much as you can. Play different teams, even different formats. Just keep playing, because you're gonna get only so much at practice. You're only gonna get so much at practice. You're gonna get so much speed at practice.
Yep.
You gotta get game reps.
Yep.
You gotta get game reps.
So do y'all think that there's some teams out there that, and I'm thinking about this in terms of what Mont said last week about, not having a season, just go tournaments, but there's some teams out there that maybe not interested in traveling.
Yes.
They're just doing it strictly for the recreation. And I don't know how you go out there every week without wanting to really win. You know what I mean? But
Stop by there.
It's not for the faint of heart, man. It's not for the faint of heart. You come out there and get your ass embarrassed 0-10, you're gonna want to practice or you're gonna quit.
right.
Oh, yeah, there's no question. And listen, when we talk about playoff tier teams, I feel comfortable saying the playoff tier teams all at least want to make regional tournaments. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's reasonable. In every team that I've ever been on, my suggestion has always been, yeah, you can make any of the North Carolina tournament, and they'll throw 5 or 6 a year. So between North Carolina, at the time we had 2 Atlanta tournaments a year, and nationals, you could easily make 6 tournaments a year within driving distance. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I encourage all young teams to do it. And if you don't know how to do it, talk to me. I'll tell you what to put together, how to do your housing and stuff like that, to try to get some things on board if you need to. But all the veteran teams know, and all the veteran teams will tell you how. But you got to figure your playoff teams predominantly will travel to whatever extent. But your other teams that we talk about not making those playoffs are probably the teams that are local teams. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, different things for everybody. And I'm not telling you have to travel to come out here and play, but there is a noticeable difference. You know what I'm saying? It is definitely a different tier. Knowing there is a confidence that comes from being in battle before that makes, that makes league play a little different. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it. We've seen teams do this. It's not a big deal. Like to a man, you can just about ask all the playoff teams, and they'll tell you the league is practice. because they're pretty confident. I can tell you, even as old as we are, I don't see 8 teams better than us. So I feel very comfortable saying we'll be in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And all your veteran teams and all your traveling teams, that's how it is. We'll play these games during the season, and it's cool, and we want to win them, but everybody's just trying to make it to that championship Sunday, and then it's a different game. But there's a confidence that comes from being in battle like that, from seeing all this stuff. So, and they the only way to get it is to get real life plays. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
We play other guys, man.
Yeah, Athletes United, whatever they are.
I don't know who dude is. Middle Russell dude.
Mm-hmm.
We have to hold on.
Yep.
Right.
Hold on. We go at it. We go at it. You know, I don't see him once every 4 or 5 months. You know what I'm saying? So when I go back to league play, you get one of them 160 pounds
Right.
from me. I'm gonna beat your ass, little boy.
Oh, this. Okay.
Yeah, beat your ass, little boy. I'm looking at you right now.
Ain't gonna tell them about it.
Yeah. What you talking about? Yeah. Find your move or find you something else to do. That's it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it just sharpens your game because you get guys who do different stuff. You know what I'm saying? Do different things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? God rest his soul, play against Chop.
Yep.
Younger Chop.
Right.
Oh my God.
Right.
Yep.
Him and Gator
Yep.
and Herm and Nate.
Yep.
Them boy had the most violent hands
Yeah.
I ever played against.
Yeah.
On the second tier, you got Wayne.
Violent hands is a
Violent
weakness.
hands, man. Violent. I'm talking about.
Yep.
Hey, man. But when you get these guys who just think it's going to be a stroll in the park,
Yep.
Not so easy.
beat my park.
Beat my part. Okay. So, B, you didn't name your squad though. I just realized that you went down that whole list. I didn't hear your team name at all.
I was gonna say I don't talk about our team.
Okay, that's what it is.
But I mean, listen, we
But
know
y'all are a dangerous team though.
yeah. Our issue is youth. We are literally a 35 and older team. You know what I'm saying? Most of us, if we got 22 guys on the roster, 16 of us played in that 35 and older. You know what I'm saying? Have played on a 35 and older team. You know what I'm saying? Lee and me and JR and Jason and Money, like we're old. So Kurt, you know, so that's the thing is we need youth, and that's our biggest deal.
But you can't dismiss experience.
No.
You know, we were talking about at the last tournament we was at when you looked at the teams that were winning the championship. I mean, even if you look at teams like UT Cobras, you know what I mean? They got young guys on there, but the core of the team, 35 and up.
Yep.
Main event, they won several tournaments. All them guys, yeah, and all of age.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If you look at the DC teams, I mean, it you know, AU, that's not a young team.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You know, you can't dismiss experience. Experience is still winning the big games.
That's right.
And they got numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers too. They said,
But not main event, man. Main event won the tournament. They didn't win last tournament with 12 people.
Right.
With 12 people.
We scrimmaged, you know, teams in the off season or whatever, and we scrimmaged some teams, and one of them saw me at the tournament and was like, we was wearing y'all out in practice. And I was like, buddy, we're 40 years old. If you thought that what you saw at practice on a Sunday afternoon is what you were going to see in this tournament, it's not the same.
Not the same.
And every team that's been out here knows that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to see some stuff. We're going to see how you react, but you're not getting that full speed down through here. It's not the same. So,
I mean, you can even look at YB. You know, when YB first came out, it was a bunch of young guns.
that's right.
Bunch of young guns. And we could tell they were going to be.
Boy, they going to be dangerous one day.
They're going to be dangerous one
That's
day.
right.
You know what I mean? But you had to go through that circuit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You had to go through that circuit to get there. You know what I mean?
And they got old young.
Yeah.
They aren't all old, but they've been playing together.
They've been
for
playing
years.
for a long time.
So it's an old young team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. And Mont just turning 30 years old, so I
Right.
let you know.
Right. Right.
That's crazy, ain't it?
So. Yep. So yeah, we'll just try to stay dangerous, Lo. That's all. Just
Stay dangerous.
Try not to get hurt. That's how we break it down for every game. Don't get hurt.
Don't get hurt.
Don't
Right.
get hurt on 3. It's cool. That's all that matters. We'll be all right.
Make sure the playoffs,
Yep.
the older team can play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's that long season grind.
Yep.
That's, it's get to the end, help.
Yep. And it slows the game down. When you see veteran teams play young teams, you see that game slow down because we're gonna make it a dirty game, an ugly game, and we'll beat you 12-6. And be happy with it. But we knew what it was. We getting out of here, no injuries, 12-6, same win. 30-6, 12-6, same win.
Same
We
win.
good with it. So
That's
keep
facts.
running, young boy. Keep doing it. That's right.
That's what's up. There it is. Good stuff, B. March. Got anything else, brother?
No, man, pay attention. Lot going on. A lot of politically, a lot of laws being passed, voting laws, stuff gonna come to fruition. I do think we're gonna shut down. So just pay attention. That's all I can tell you. Pay attention. and go buy a gun. Stack them, buy them cheap, stack them deep. Okay. I encourage everybody. Armed minorities are harder to oppress. Keep that in mind. So I encourage everybody, especially black gun ownership. So I'm always going to suggest that. So, yeah, listen.
Totally convinced. You
listen.
got Will locked in, boy. He doing the range and everything.
Yeah, what they say, power going to lie in what the jury box, the ballot box, the ammo box. Okay? So do what you got to do. Be prepared. Listen, people who look like me are preparing. So I suggest you prepare the same way we prepare.
It is. Harvey G, what you got, brother?
And just looking forward to the season. On the football side. On the personal side, man, everybody just love on your loved ones. Love your kids. Love the parents while you got them. You know what I'm saying? Just, you only get one shot at it, man. But when that light gets turned off, it's over with. Enjoy your summers.
No doubt. Hey, man. Great show tonight, fellas. Great information all the way across the board. Always good to see brothers, man. Harvey G, man, open door, man, anytime, man. Absolutely. ATL Flag Football Podcast, September 12th, looking at the season. I'm sure that announcement, flyer, and all that stuff be coming once they get everything secured. Do we know how much more is going to go up? Y'all still working on that if the police officers required?
We're thinking that 500, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be like $25 more than it was last season, I think. I think that's probably what we're going to try to do. So not a huge change, but when you see the dude standing there, you know where it's going.
Right.
So off-duty cops, not cheap. So
That's a fact. And the race done went up big time, boy.
Yep.
They done went up big time. Yeah, man, they getting paid now, boy.
They're getting paid.
Big time.
And I tried to lowball him, but he didn't go for it.
Wasn't hearing it. Nah.
You know your worth.
Yep. That's right.
Well, at least you won't have that situation you had.
Right.
Cut this shit off.
Too funny. Hey, man. A-Town Flag Football Podcast. We see y'all next week.
I roll my weed, stay out the way, and jet be high. Hey, fuck a ceiling, run that paper to the sky. I stay with fire, keep it fire, we wish to try. The day somebody try, somebody got to die. I'm throwed off, they cooking dope up in the spot, ho, take your clothes off. She wanna fuck, I told her suck me, then I dozed off. We in Cali in the G with the doors off. Yeah, bitch, I'm lit. I give a fuck about a nigga or a bitch. Hey, what they smell? I'm the shit. And I'm way too drunk to drive, might need a lift. I'm rolling weed, I ain't trying to hear your lips. I'm just trying to smoke in peace while she give me lip. Do say in my cup, only way that Benny take a sip. Airport in the out, I forgot I got another trip. Might just change the flight, gotta hurry. I'm too drunk for this. Driver start the car, red light, hop I take a piss. I ain't see the paparazzi, now they got me taking piss. Nigga talking slick, just don't know his holder made a flick. This is not a diss, hell no, all facts, bitch. I'm doing what I want, cause I get it all on my own. They say I'm acting different, I'm too stiff, might be a clone. I'm getting to the paper, I ain't stunting what they own. Blowing up my jack, ain't bout no money, ain't what you want. I'm rolling weed with my feet up. I just left Chuck E. Cheese, Jazz and June, they wanted pizza. Hey, they don't hear me now, I gotta make them folk believers. Oh, murder by the way, it's still hoes down in Gizo. Piss this shit like a reliever. Got the plug on the drink, I can sell it by the liter. And these niggas show stopping. What you call them? Derek Jeters, what you rolling? Some sativa, getting talked up by a diva. I ain't talking Luca Brasi, but I'm really off the meter. Day shift, lunch at Cheetahs, I just left up by the wells. How I'm doing well. I ain't stressing, can't you tell? You can call me Streets Geek, and I'm saved by the bell. Had 2 angels on my shoulders when I took that walk through hell. I'm doing what I want, cause I get it all on my own. They say I'm acting different, I'm too stiff, might be a clone. I'm getting to the paper, I ain't stunting what they own. Blowing up my jack, ain't bout no money, ain't what they own. Free sleep. Yeah. Long little bags. 4-4 forever, you did.